tell me what got going on that dirt. Yo, if I were podcasting, it would be insane. Knowledge flowing like the sweetest rain. Professor Bear on the mic, spreading wisdom wide. The best thoughts, that's my pride, I can't hide.
With the voices in your ear, changing the game.
If I rule podcasting, every thought we'd ignite. In a world of chatter, we'll spark in the fight. With Professor Bear, we're climbing to new heights. A best thoughts podcast, shining bright in the night. Topics from the heart, never sounding the same. Got laughs and debates, never dull or bland. From culture to tech, take you by the hand. Join the ride with us, feel the vibe expand. With every episode, we shine that beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul. So tune in, don't miss what we got to share. If I rule podcasting, I spread the love everywhere.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me this evening. I am Professor Bear, and this is a Bear's Thought. And guys, girls, 2026, we've just been rolling on these great interviews, getting to talk to some great wrestling podcasters out there. But these two particular gentlemen, how can I put this? They did some amazing things for me when they truly didn't have to. They brought me into the EPW wrestling family that now I don't feel like a guest. I feel like a family member. Every time I get a chance to go to their show, everyone is so sweet and nice. And again, it was one of the things that they went out of their way to do was invite me and my wife to a show. And unknowns to them, it was a day after our wedding anniversary. And these gentlemen just embarrassed me and my wife because they made us stand. They gave us such a great introduction, and then later on in the year, scared the living piss out of me as I walked in the building. It's like, oh, you did it now. And in my head, I'm thinking, I just walked in. I didn't say anything to anybody. What could I have done? And it turned out one little comment about a free shirt started a free-for-all in the back. Guys gonna think they're gonna top the Bear, and he had to show them. No matter how much you plan, the Bear always has a backup plan. That's
a fact.
So, man, let me introduce to you the host of Cussin Discussin, Mike and Walter. Man, guys, how are y'all doing?
Great to be here. Doing great. Yeah, we really had a blast with that. Yeah, Bear. We just, you made one little comment, and a couple of guys on our show seen it, and a couple of guys from the back seen it, and next thing you know, there's everybody saying, "Hey, if Bear's going to give this away, I'm going to give this away." And then
if he's going to do it, I'm going to do it.
I'm going to give, And next thing you know, we've got 2 big baskets full of stuff to give away to the fans at an Elevate Pro Wrestling show, and the fans loved it. They ate it up.
They did.
Thank you for your generosity in that.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was fantastic.
Honestly, what made me even have the ideal about it was one of my fans, and shout out to Keith Sweat. You will be on the show soon. He asked me, when was I gonna get some Professor Bear swag? And I started laughing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm currently working on some things. And like right now, I'm wearing a jersey, and I had a few jerseys I had made to make sure I liked it and would want to put my name to it in WSN. And unfortunately, they were too small for me. And I'm like, oh. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to give these away. And people have exclusive merch. When we start selling, they will have something different that no one else will have. So it was so fun. And then I got to thinking, as a kid, I always hated to go to wrestling and couldn't get something because my parents didn't have the money, or my dad had the money. He's like, you here at the show, shut up. So
I ain't spending money on that.
So I thought to myself, as a little kid, I hated that. So I was like, you know what? If I can't do anything, I'm gonna make sure every kid leave with something. So
that's it.
Those little backpack, those little things that you brought, I think every kid in the audience walked away with one. There was a lot of the adults walked away with stuff. I mean, there was
everybody got something.
Almost everyone at the show got something, and there was a couple people that, like, near the end of the show or right after the show, they were like, "Hey, I don't want to be like that person, but we didn't get anything. Everybody around us had something," and there was a couple of our guys said, "Wait right there," and they went over to their booth and they got their own merch out, and they'd give a T-shirt, or a couple guys give away little 8x10 or pictures and signed them. And I mean, so literally everybody at that show walked away with something. Couple kids walked away with 1 or 2, 3 things, just maybe one of those little backpacks and a card or a picture from one of the wrestlers. It was tremendous.
Well, and again, y'all, there's never been a time that I have been there that I didn't feel welcome and loved. And it was something that really stuck out to me. And I just wanted to give back where I could. And
yeah, absolutely.
It was just amazing. So
we I do a little every show we do, I go backstage just before the show kicks off, and I give all of the wrestlers kind of a rundown, pull the curtain open a little, right?
Right.
I give all the wrestlers a rundown. Hey, the cameras are here and here, focus on this. And every time you've been at a show, and I'm not just trying to swell your head up, but I'll go in and I'll say, by the way, guys, Professor Bear from the Wrestling Society's out in the audience tonight. So make sure you put your best foot forward, give it everything you got out there. And everybody in the back, like, they're immediately like, who, what, why, when did he get here? What are they looking at? What, dude, just go out there and do your best. Give it everything you got, man. Leave it in the ring. And the guys actually, almost everyone in the back loves to see you come in. I mean, obviously a lot of them come and, shake your hand, or they'll give you a high five or something as they come around. And so everybody knows you back there. We do at EPW. we're pretty easy to get along with, and we have at this point, we consider you family. So.
Yes, absolutely.
Man, that makes me feel so good. And I think really for me, it is, there are so many different promotions out here. And I have 3 promotions that no matter when I go, I know I'm at home.
Yeah.
And EPW is one. Joe Kazana Promotions is another. And Crossfire. It's no matter, if I don't get a chance to go to the show, when I do reappear, it's always, hey man, you okay? We ain't seen you. You sure you're okay? Everything's going good? It's like, oh yeah, I just things came up, no biggie, but I know it's a family atmosphere and everyone cares, and I love it, and thank y'all so much for it. From the first time we talked, man, I enjoyed the hell out of that interview. And it's a great feeling when you can go to any type of wrestling and you feel like family. Like I tell people, most times when I go, I feel like it's a family reunion. I'm seeing the people I know. I get to cut up with them, and I feel so honored that people ask me my opinion about their match. I'm like, well, man, I just watch wrestling. I'm a fan, so I don't understand why you asking me. Like, well, because we know you'll tell the truth. And I appreciate them having my opinion that high in their world. It's really humbling. So we definitely got to start with the question I ask everybody: how did y'all get into wrestling?
I was about 5, 6 years old at a neighbor's house. One of those things, parents got together, had what parents do when kids are kids, and kids all in one room, and wrestling was on TV, and it was love at first sight for me.
With me, it was staying with my grandparents as a kid. My grandfather was he was a larger than life personality in my early years, and he watched maybe 3 things on television. He watched John Wayne movies, he watched country music television, and wrestling. That was it. And when he wasn't watching wrestling, it was Braves baseball games. Yeah. But he would watch wrestling, and he would get so kind of hyped up about it. He would shout at me and come here, and I would go in the living room, and he would start wrestling and flipping me around and throwing me across the room. And next thing I know, I'm watching it with him, and again, fell in love. It's part of my life at this point.
With that, how did the love of wrestling translate into getting in the wrestling business?
What goes back to goes back to September 2023.
Yeah.
And I was setting up playing. I downloaded WWE 2K23, and I'm sitting there playing around with it, and I was doing a YouTube show at the time. It was a look back with Mike, which I would review old wrestling matches and things like that. But I get this message from person in the wrestling business, and you got a really good voice. Would you like to do commentary? And I'm like, I don't know. It's 12 o'clock at night and you're asking me this. Let me sleep on it. And I message him the next morning. I'm like, they want us to do commentary. Do you want to do it? I don't know how long it's going to last. It might be a one-off gig. I don't know. So we humored it and went and done it, and it started there. I mean,
we done the one show, and a couple weeks later they called us and were like, "Hey, are you guys going to do this next show we're doing?" And yeah, I guess we can.
Back, okay.
I mean, we were using. He had bought some audio gear from Amazon.
Audio gear.
To be honest, looking back on it now, it was horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the microphones weren't great. The soundboard was about this big.
Yeah,
and it was. I hate to say junk, but it was compared to what we've got now. It was junk. And we done, I don't know, 3 or 4 shows on that stuff, and then a friend of mine, they didn't have anyone. One of the guys backstage was having to run the music and do several other things. And they asked us one night, hey, can we get somebody? Do y'all know anybody that can run the music and the mic, the ring audio? And let me make a phone call. I called a friend, and he's a musician, local musician here in Eastern Kentucky. And I call him and I'm like, hey, they need somebody to run show audio and music for the show. He's like, I can do that. So he brings his whole setup, his speakers, his microphones, everything. And he sets up and he run audio and music for us 4, 5, 6 shows. And actually that promotion used one of his songs as their company, intro song, one of his, personal songs that he wrote.
Yeah.
And which still I think is he would do amazing as a songwriter in Nashville. Absolutely. He really would. But him and Mike had a conversation one night about the audio equipment we were running.
Yeah.
And Mike goes and buys the pod track system that we're using now and the mics, and we just took off, and he changed his a look back with Mike to a show that we were basically just kind of focusing on building the brand for the promotion we were at the time. And we would talk it up and try to get it out there, give it another voice, another outlet.
Yeah.
And it built to this. So
that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So then let's backtrack just a tad.
Okay.
How did y'all get into podcasting?
I really don't know how I do know how I done it. It goes back to about 2012, and I was a little more politically involved in what I am now. And it started out as just that, me doing political podcasts. But yeah, that's basically where it all started.
The Doc ran for a local office here in Eastern Kentucky and lost by 5 votes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he was doing that stuff, and over the years it kind of changed from the political thing into, then he was doing a Look Back with Mike podcast with he was doing it by himself. He brought me in a couple times near the end, right before we started.
Yeah, before we transitioned into
commentary. And again, it just built from there. And now we're doing our show once a week, and we do commentary for wrestling promotions, and we just try to use the podcast platform as another outlet, so that it just puts more eyes on not just the promotions we work for, but for all independent wrestling.
Yeah.
And just try to give those guys another outlet, because a lot of them don't. There are some guys that do podcasts and have their own social media platforms and stuff, but it's at this point, it's really become just another way to put eyes on independent wrestlers.
Yeah.
Wish we had the reach and the span of guys like Bob and John, but
well, what are you talking about? We're in 23 different countries right now.
23 different countries.
I mean, I just checked just a few minutes ago. I mean, our podcast is being listened to in countries like Singapore, Venezuela, Turkey. I can't try to think.
U.S., all over Europe.
U.S., all over Europe, Germany, Iraq. Just here, there, and yonder. And I'm like, are these people really listening to us?
I'm pretty sure a lot of them probably bots.
It don't matter. God. Let me have my moment in the sun.
Oh,
I definitely understand how y'all feel about that, because once I started doing podcasting, we were more like most. We were just on WWE, the big companies, and then we started our 2K promotion. And that just blew us away on how many different countries would actually follow our podcast about a 2K promotion. One of our biggest numbers we did was we did over 30,000. No, 30,000. And we just couldn't understand it. It was like, what the hell? What? Okay. So then with that, have y'all what is the biggest thing that you think you all bring to podcasting?
God.
Honesty, for sure.
That's fact. I mean,
I don't care who gets mad at me. We just try to. You suck too, Skyvin. See, there you go.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Who let the baby up? Somebody go put him back in bed.
We just try to be honest about everything we see and everything we do. Not just on the show, but be honest about everything that goes on outside of our purview when we're rating matches or talking about a pay-per-view or talking about an indie show that happened or a specific wrestler or promotion or whatever. We're just trying to be honest with the fans and let them know, hey, this is our opinion. Share yours.
We don't pull punches. I mean, everything we say is true to form. I mean, it's what you see is what you get.
With that being said, do y'all do you feel like independent wrestling gets enough love for what they are producing today?
Enough love? Probably not. Those guys go out there and you see some of these guys and they'll travel hours and hours on end.
Yeah.
And and I'm like, you're really doing this? So I don't know if they really get enough love, or kind of like Mike. So I'm gonna land here.
Well, there you go. I don't think independent wrestling gets enough love because a lot of these guys they're giving just as much and they're putting in just as much work as the guys on WWE, on AEW and TNA and you know, they're doing just as much work, if not more,
I was
because
going to
most
say
of
some
them,
of them more because they've got day jobs on top of
they've got
everything.
day jobs, plus they're helping set up the ring, and they're putting out chairs, and they're trying to sell their own merch, and they're, you know, there's so much that goes into it. Independent wrestling doesn't get enough love, but at the same time, I honestly feel like a lot of independent promotions are not, they're not packaging themselves in a way that puts enough eyes on product to get that love. And I think that's what we've tried to bring to EPW. It's what we tried to bring to the work we done with Brock's Boulder. And, you know, we tried to package it as, hey, you can go watch this on YouTube and feel like you're watching a WWE show.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, we don't have the money and cameras and microphones and all that they have, but we're doing the best we have with what we can, and we're giving you the commentary, we're giving you the interviews and the backstage stuff, and we're giving you you know, the close-ups and the angles that, you know, for entry and for hard cam and all this stuff that we're doing to try to make it feel as much like what you would see on normal television.
I think that indie wrestling definitely do not get the love they deserve. I think that a lot of promotions undervalue what the internet brings.
Mm-hmm.
They don't use it correctly.
No.
And I think that when training a lot of these younger stars, and I look at them as such, they need to let them understand that they're a business among themselves.
Yeah.
And they have to learn how to use social media.
Mm-hmm.
They need to go to different podcasts and be willing to make yourself the biggest star that anyone has seen. You don't have to be overly arrogant. You don't have to be you don't have to be a jerk, but you can learn how to craft you where people want to see you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think too that not, of course, every indie show won't have the lighting and the stage presence and everything, but wrestling is about what they do in the ring, not all the glamorous things.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people need to understand, just because, and in a good way, that indies are not like the bigger companies, because indies make you feel like a family. As I always like to say, I go to family reunions.
Yes, absolutely.
We may not know each other personally, but we can have a great time. We'll sit, talk about the wrestling action, who we like, who we don't like, and just a great feel. And I think that, especially now, I'm that old school guy that feels like this is the renaissance of the territory system.
Absolutely.
We've been saying that for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
It feels like the territories are starting to kind of make a return.
Yeah.
And you can learn, and you can have your craft, and you can take it to so many different places. And nowadays, if you market yourself correctly, you will be surprised on who will see you and want to have you come in to do business with them.
We've had
Well, go back January 2024, I
Mhm.
believe, we were calling a show for a company in our old high school gym.
Mhm.
And on that card that night was Josh Bishop and Sam Hardway Holloway.
Mhm.
Both those guys Josh Bishop has been in MLW, Sam Holloway part of the WWE ID program now. And that's work and dedication.
Yeah. We called matches. It's the first time we ever seen those guys, and we called matches for them. And then within, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months or so, all of a sudden we see Sam Hardway Holloway as a security guard at a WWE PLE.
Well, not to
And-
mention our own Appalachian Animal Brutus
Yep.
and the
Evan
Golden Child
Golden.
Evan Golden, Michael Gabriel. They've been part of TNA NXT.
Yep.
That's huge honors.
Yeah, these guys, when they get eyes on product and they get to show off what they can do, it makes the big boys stop and look. And then they get the phone call. It's, hey, we want to bring you in for a tryout. We want to bring you in to do a little bit part. Maybe it's just as a security guard. It's no big deal. But look, CM Punk, his first appearance in WWE was as a security guard. MJF, same thing.
LA Knight.
And
LA Knight. Tommaso Ciampa.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's tons of guys that's where they got their start. Well, to Michael Tackett's credit there in that comment is a lot of the guys that were major stars, huge legends, got their start in independent wrestling.
Yeah. You had to learn how to work. And
yeah. It's very few guys ever pull off what John Cena pulled off. And John Cena had a couple of matches in indies, and then he went to OVW. And for all intents and purposes at the time, OVW was technically independent, but it was the training grounds.
It was developmental program for WWE at that point.
So, and he was there for a year and a half, and then he jumped to the main card, and
it blew up.
Now he's the GOAT. So, I mean, you can't knock the indies. And look, the big promotions know that. They know they're watching, but they're watching the ones that have the biggest, the biggest draw, the biggest social media presence, because those are the ones where most of the best guys are kind of leaning toward. And we just want to see some of these other promotions grow and do the same thing.
And one of the things I will say too is most people's dream is to be in WWE.
Yeah.
And there are people that make it there and don't get to live their dream, and they have to come back to the indie scenes. Mm-hmm. Well, just because you come back to the indie scenes is not a death warrant.
No.
It's what you do with it. Because look at Cody Rhodes, look at Drew McIntyre, look at my favorite example of this is Zack Ryder.
I was going to say Matt Cardona, perfect example.
Yeah,
I mean, where you can make a comfortable living on the indies, but WWE was like, okay, we want you back.
Yeah.
And he was smart enough to like, okay, if I come back, it's going to be on my terms. Yeah. I want my name, not that Zack Ryder crap.
Yeah.
Right.
I want Matt Cardona. And again, you one time I was in my last interview, and me and the guy, the boss was talking, and I said, no disrespect, but you want to be in the Herman Cave business. I don't want to be for your company because your company can't do what I can do. So I know what I can do. If you don't want to play ball with me, I take my talents elsewhere. And let another company see what you missed out on.
That's it.
One of the best things I ever said, and after that interview, the guy was like, "Do you care if I use that?" He's like, "I've never heard anyone say that," and I'm like, "Well, sure, you can use it." And the reason I said it because I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in yourself to grind, to do whatever, then how can you expect anybody else to believe in you?
Yep. And there's another one on that list of guys that they started on the indies, made it to the big stage with WWE, and then went back to the indies, and this guy still hasn't come back. He's still in the indies. That's Heath Slater.
Yeah.
He's just going by Heath now, but he is on
He's
All-Star Wrestling West Virginia.
He's going to be doing a show for them in February. I can't remember the exact date, but that's just right around the corner. He actually held their world title. So did Cardona.
Yep, Matt Cardona held that title too. Yep.
You know, so giving a little bit of a bright light to the indies.
Heath is a phenomenal performer. He ended up just being used as a comedy gimmick in WWE. It was just misuse of his talent, I think, because I'm a huge fan of his. Hell, I've even got I got kids shirt, you know. And I've always said that if we ever get a chance to book him at an EPW show, I'm going to wear that shirt.
Yeah.
It's just, but he's happy where he's at. I mean, if you talk to him, he seems to be happy where he's at. He's content with what he's making on the indies, and he gets to do his own thing. And it's, you know, creative is his,
yeah.
You know. If they want him to drop the title, he's kind of got to drop the title. If they want him to pick up a title, he's got to pick it up. But, you know, for the most part, he can do or say what he wants, and no one can argue with him. He's just got that name now, and you know, tremendous talent. There's a couple others I was thinking about a minute ago, and I forgot. Well, Chelsea Green. She made it to TNA, I think, and then went back to the Indies, done a little bit of work with Lucha Underground, and now she's back in WWE and on top.
Yeah.
So
I think that it's really on the individual, because anybody can be fired and anybody can have bad matches, but if you believe in yourself, you will shake that off and go do the work. Like, oh goodness, Shotzi Blackheart is one person.
Yes,
she is everywhere.
Yeah,
and if she does not go back to WWE, it's not on them, it's on her, because she didn't want to.
Yeah. And she's made major strides just in the last 3 or 4 months. I mean, I swear, I think there's 3 of her.
Yeah.
Because she'll be on 3 different promotions within 6 hours, and I'm like, how did she pull this off?
Yeah, she definitely. Shout out to her management team, because they stay busy.
Yeah.
So as announcers and podcasters, have y'all ever came across a talent that was so bad, but as commentary you had to put them over? Now, of course, if it is, I don't want you to mention any names, but have you ever had that?
Yes, 100%. It hasn't been long ago we run across one, and we put it over like this person was just top notch. I mean, you have to. That's our job behind that table.
Yeah,
right.
I know the one you were thinking of.
Yeah.
You can leave it unknown.
Yeah,
Okay, if I
yeah. 'Cause
must.
I'm not trying to embarrass anyone, and I'm
Well,
not
no,
trying
I
to go accused.
No. I would never give a name anyway.
No, I wouldn't either.
You know, because look, even if they're
well known, less known,
yeah, even
doesn't really, yeah.
whether they've been doing this for 40 years or they've been doing it for 4 months, people are going to have bad matches, like you said a minute ago, and it's our job behind the table to just try to glaze that over and make it look like, oh, he went for that splash, he only got part of it. You see that even in WWE. How many times have you seen Michael Cole say, looks like he only got part of it?
Didn't get the full thing.
You know good and well he was supposed to get it all and he screwed up.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that happens. And then there's the occasion when you run across a guy who or lady who just they're not on their game that night.
Yeah.
Maybe they've got other things rolling around in their head, and yeah, you're supposed to be able to block that out, but we all know it happens.
We're human. I mean,
That's it.
You know, I mean, I know there have been times, even as commentary, that after the show, I'm like, man, could I have done something different?
Yeah.
Could I have done something better? And the answer is yes.
Oh, absolutely. Always.
I mean, it's just, you know, on any given day, somebody can have a bad minute.
And we've had a problem on occasion with, it seems to happen, and I hate to get mean about it, but kids will watch a show and they get hyped up. And then they're running around the aisles, they're running through the chairs, and they're running around the place, and they will bump into our camera equipment, or they'll, you know, and that's when we have to kind of go, we got to go fix the camera, and it's all, you got to do it in the middle of the show. So,
Right.
you know, one of us has to jump up and go fix the camera, or plug something back in because a kid tripped over a cord, or a grown woman with a cupcake trips over a cord and
Kills the camera.
Completely flipped a $150 camera on its head in the middle of, I mean, look, stuff happens. But occasionally, and Doc is worse. I'm gonna call him out.
Well, go ahead.
He's worse about this than I am, even though I think my temper's a little worse.
I wasn't the one that threw the chair. I'm just saying,
people will get around the camera, and he'll kind of lean over and he'll tell them, you know, hey, get away from the camera, or he'll tell the parents, you know, get your kids away from my camera. And the parents always will pull the kids away, and 5 minutes later they're right back at it.
Right.
And because the parents are getting involved in the show, and they're watching the matches, and that's a good thing. But then they're taking their eyes off their kids, and the kids are right back at doing the stupid thing they were doing to begin with. And, you know, then next thing I know, I'm calling the match, and I realize Doc hasn't said a word in 10 minutes. And I'm going,
do something.
You gotta help me here. I can't do this by myself. And he just gets angry at what's going on, and the fact that, you know, he's asked politely a couple times, and then nothing ever fixes the situation, and we're having to jump up and readjust cameras and whatever, and then we get a break, and he's like, I wish they would leave this, just get their heathen children away, and I'm like, look, the next time they get close to it, I'll go fix it. And then I jump up and I'm knocking chairs over, and I'm, you know, acting like I'm going to through somebody, and people freak out, and they're like staring at you like, oh my God, he's angry. Well, get your kids away from my crap. I've spent money on
It's
this.
a true story, and I won't say where we were at, but we were in the middle of calling a match. Guy just walks up to the commentary table. Hey, who owns this outfit here? I'm like, do you not see?
I mean, we've got headsets on. We're in front of the microphones. There's a match in the ring, and this guy's walking up going, "Hey, who owns this? Don't y'all have a guy that trains football player?" And what?
Go sit down. It's great.
The next week, Doc bought one of those little red and black on-air signs that we could set in front of our table.
It don't matter.
So I was that made me think about one time I was there, and this I swear it was a lady and a kid. The kid didn't hit it. It was the lady that hit the camera.
Yep.
And I just happened to look up at you, and the look on your face. Because I thought to myself, I was like, oh, damn, she moved the camera. And I'm thinking, should I get up and try to slide the camera back where it was? But just seeing Walter's look on his face, I swear I thought he was about to come over there and nail the table.
Oh God! I had fun. I mean,
we were at an outside venue, and the ring is basically in the middle of the street. There's fans all around. There's some of them. It's a bring your own chair kind of thing, and there's literally hundreds of people standing around. There's 100 or so people brought those little folding chairs and they're bag chairs, and they're sitting around the ring watching this show. It was a fantastic show. And off to Doc's left, there was like 5 or 6 adults and 3 kids, and they kept bumping the camera cord, and it would cause the whole camera to do this. And Doc told them like 3 or 4 times, please keep your kids away from my camera. And then he goes silent. And for like a match and a half, he's just sitting there shaking his head. And I muted us, and I said, the next time they get close, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. You just pick up commentary, and I unmute us. We go back to calling the match. Within minutes, this kid like clotheslines himself on our camera cord, and the whole camera spun. So I didn't know Doc had his laptop bag between us. So jump up and I kick this metal folding chair that I'm sitting in. I kick it out from under me, and I start to turn and go around, and I caught my foot in his laptop bag. Almost fell on my face about 9 times trying to get out of it. And this kid's dad seen me, and he must have realized
my kid's gonna die.
I'm going to end up in a wrestling match in the middle of this wrestling show if I don't get my kid away. And he grabs the kid, and he told his wife, he said, get these kids. And he just, and they wandered off to the other side of the street.
Oh,
and I fixed the camera, and I calmed down. I come back, and I broke my metal folding chair, so it's all like sloped in, and I'm trying to sit on it. And one of the wrestlers came up from the side, and he's like, you okay, dude? I'm like, yeah. Like to took a fall there, didn't you? And I'm like, yes, I did. You don't have to tell me. I know. I seen me do it.
Oh God. So I guess if I was going to take a guess, would that be the worst thing that's happened to you at a wrestling show?
no.
Okay.
To me, maybe.
No. Far from the worst
Okay.
that ever happened to either one of us.
I'm
Okay.
forgetting something. Go ahead.
I got
Let's
you.
go back to
Wait. What's Bear? What'd you say, Bear?
What people forget sometimes the biggest legend even cut their teeth on the indies.
Oh yeah. Worst thing that ever happened to us at a wrestling show. Let's go back to December 14th, 2024.
Oh my God,
Blaine,
you even
Kentucky.
got the
Blaine,
date.
Kentucky. Yeah.
And we sat there and we recorded
Oh,
and
yeah.
we called a 6-match show. And as we get done, everything's over. I go in and open the file up, and there's no audio.
Yeah.
I've got 2.5 hours of video and not a sound to it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was fun because we ended up having to go to the local community center, message our ring announcer, get her to do the voiceover ring announcing. We popped in crowd sound into that thing.
From another show.
And
luckily, I had left the audio running during intermission, so you could hear people laughing and going on and cheering. And so he steals audio from a previous show and cuts it in to that show to make it sound like the audience was hyped.
And we dubbed that thing back over.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst.
Or the show at Martin, Kentucky, Red, White, and Brawl.
Yeah, when the camera died.
The camera died at some point about 15 minutes into the show.
And we called the whole show.
We called the whole match and had no video, nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
And that was great show.
It was a fantastic show. We even got to watch Kerry Morton finish a match with a Hulk Hogan leg drop, and there's nothing.
And that was the night we unveiled the Elevate Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
Sure was.
No video.
Jesus.
No video.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I guess there has been a few worse things happen.
Always remember, it can always be worse.
Yeah.
Yes. Something I tell my wife all the time. Hey, it could be worse. It could be worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So, if you were going to give me some advice, as if I've never did podcasting before, what would be you all's advice to me?
Oh, first and foremost, go ahead and invest yourself in some good equipment.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be super expensive, but invest in good equipment. Your audio quality and your video quality need to at least be, good enough that people are going to want to watch it. Because if your audio and video sucks, nobody's going to watch your stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to listen to your stuff. And be consistent with putting out your product. If you're going to do it once a week, do it once a week. If you're going to put out something once a day, put out something once a day. And don't get frustrated because they're not watching. Just have faith that it's going to come in time. Yeah. Eventually, you're going to hit on something. One person's going to watch it, and they're going to say, that was cool. Share it with a friend. That friend shares it. That friend shares it.
Well,
and on and on and on. And next thing you know, maybe you've got something going viral.
I mean, it's like not necessarily with the podcast, but with Elevate Pro Wrestling. We done shows for a year and a half, and we get a couple hundred viewers.
Yeah,
couple hundred here, 400, 500, and then we done the October show. Nearly packed the place out.
Mm-hmm.
And within a week, we had like 1,000 viewers.
Yeah. We're at
somewhere around four.
It's over 4,000 now.
Close to 4,000 or over 4,000. But anyway, consistency is key. Go ahead, like I said, invest in some good equipment. Yeah, it's going to be painful in the beginning, but you'll thank yourself later on because, truth be told, this is our third board.
Mm.
There were actually 2 boards prior to this one. And if I'd have knew then what I didn't know now, I could have saved a whole lot of money and got what I needed.
We're right
Yeah.
at 3,000, or right at 4,000.
Yeah.
And that was the October show. Grave Consequences. I think you were at that one, Bear.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
one where his wife kicked the referee.
That's right. Yeah.
I forgot.
He took your toe and tapped him like, dude,
toe
get up.
tapping
Get
referee Josh out
Do
there
your job.
I forgot about
the
that.
day after his anniversary.
And now I feel better that I had him on my show to make up for that.
Great guy. Great guy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
But we had our very first show had 800 some odd views. It had been up for a year, had 800 some odd views. And then all of a sudden Grave Consequences hit and it shot up to 2,000 within a month and a half.
About a month.
About a month, it shot up to 2,000. It surpassed a show that had been on YouTube for a year. And then the next show has followed that up. It's over 1,000 and continuing. And then the show after that, we packed out the venue. We put out all the chairs they had. And at the end, they ended up going to the back and finding like 5 more chairs because there was a family come in like second match. They were running a little late and they had to bring out like 4 or 5 more chairs for this family and set them off to the side. We literally packed that facility out. And it was tremendous. And that's the growth we're seeing on the live side. And then we're now starting to see growth on the podcast side, and we're starting to see growth on the YouTube side of the shows. And it's blowing our minds at this point that 2 old rednecks from Eastern Kentucky can pull this off. But we've had a lot of help. So we're still
so I decided that I'm gonna put my audio on its own service. So I was going back looking, getting my audio, and I kept thinking I was just a little bit over 50 episodes. Well, turned out that I can't count because I found 8 more. And it turned out where I stopped in September, I'm already almost at 60 episodes. So that's not counting the months and then this month. So I'm like, I may be over 100 episodes and didn't even know it.
Yep.
All those big numbers. Grappling Inc. was there. Hey, Brock's Boulder has joined us.
Yep.
This is great.
And Brock's is right. All the big numbers. Grappling Inc. was there.
Yeah, they were there.
Now I have to disagree. It wasn't. I love you, Brock, but it wasn't you. It was me. Let's just be honest.
It was Bear.
Bear was there.
It was Bear. It probably also could have had something to do with a sheet pan full of sugar candy that did not bust the way it was supposed to. I take full responsibility for that. That was
terrible accident. Poor feller.
Well, that was a bad. I mean, it wasn't a bad night. Like we were talking about earlier, but that was a bad situation. We stopped and bought a bunch of. We referred to them as toys. We bought a bunch of stuff for had nothing to do with that candy. Okay. We bought a bunch of stuff for the hardcore match at that Halloween show. And
oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Woo.
Electric fly swat.
Yeah, the electric fly swat was fun. I come up with the idea. I said, I'm going to make sugar glass. I bought a picture frame and I'm going to make sugar glass and put in the picture frame. again, pulling the curtain back, but so I found a thing online, like how to make sugar glass in the microwave, and like, all right, so I get the corn syrup and the sugar, and I'm doing the thing, and I'm putting it in the microwave, and I'm stirring it, putting it in the microwave, stirring it, and it come out like, okay, this is going to set up, because I put it in the refrigerator, and it set up. I could actually take the pan and drop it on the counter, and it cracked, but I couldn't get the glass out of the pan. I forgot to line the pan so that I could get the sheet out and put it in the picture frame.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we'll just stick it back under the ring. And then when they get this out from under the ring and they hit somebody with it, the sugar glass is going to pop. And we'll just say it was somebody was making some rock candy, and these guys, and while it laid under the ring, it got warm and it drew moisture and it turned to goop. And when they hit each other with
it weighed about 3 pounds.
Yeah, it weighed about 3.5 pounds. And God bless him, Jake Rayner took a hit across the back with that thing, and it didn't bend, it didn't budge, it didn't do anything. And
bam.
And you could see his face. He went, "Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen." And the sheet of what was supposed to be sugar glass kind of peeled out of the pan and fell in the ring, and they ended up kicking it across the ring and out into the floor. By the time the show was over and we got a chance to clean it up, it had just melted into a glob in the floor, and I'm in the floor with a spatula scraping this stuff. That was bad.
That may go into the top 5 of worst things ever happening. But no, you talk about the show itself, though, Cussin and Discussin. We had 80 episodes last week.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
We're shooting for that 100, Professor. We're really shooting for it. We've been kind of on a Doc's been spending a lot of time cutting shorts, and that's something else for new podcasters. Use the YouTube and Facebook shorts and reels.
Amen.
Give them a little bite.
Yeah, give them little bits and pieces, because look, every single person in this world is eat up with ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
Their attention span is about that long. And if you can grab that, you can make their attention, grab their attention with that little piece, then they're going to go watch the bigger piece.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big key right now, using TikTok, the short videos on TikTok, and then the shorts on YouTube and the reels on Facebook it's big.
I'm so sad to admit this, but I just learned how to do the shorts, and I definitely can tell it is making a big difference.
It does. I mean, I'm not great at it myself. This one's been on to me for the last year. You need to put shorts up. And I'm like, I'm lucky to get the video up.
Yeah.
And I can get the video up and get it looking good, and you're wanting me to do shorts.
Yeah. Well, I've also been on to our wrestlers about going back and watching the videos and go back and watch your match. If you've got, let's just take, for example, you've got Brox Boulder and Andrew Thomas in the ring having a match. They both need to go back to that match, watch that match, and send me a timestamp. Tell me, can you make a short out of this from 1 minute 54 to 2 minutes 30?
Right.
Make a short out of this at 8 minutes and 12 seconds to 8:35.
Yeah.
Give me a timestamp and we can cut the shorts.
Yeah.
And that's going to put more eyes, not just on them, it's going to put more eyes on us and EPW, and it helps.
Yeah, it definitely do. It is an amazing thing. For me, I just stay so super busy. And honestly, as much as I have enjoyed this with getting to talk to so many different podcasters and finding out their stories and stuff, it's starting to take a toll on me. I mean, I've I started 2 Fridays ago, and I went from Friday to the following Saturday before I got a break. And I was doing like 2 to 3 a day. Yep. And this is the easy month. Next month I'm doing a promotion appreciation month. And when I tell you I'm gonna be doing 3 to 5 podcasts a day.
Yeah.
And then I screwed up. Look, when you think you can't screw up any bigger, I couldn't just be happy with the United States. Oh no, I have gotten worldwide now. I have Finland. I have Australia, New Zealand, what else? The UK. I got Canada. I got Africa. I'm working on a couple other more countries, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, great. I can do so many different countries. That's great. But the little small fact that I forgot, they're not on the same time.
Oh, nope.
So I'm going to be doing some at 8 in the morning. So I'm very blessed. I'm not. This is not me complaining. No. This is just me saying. Afterwards, if you don't see Professor Bear in the Bear's Thought for a minute, he's somewhere hibernating, trying to get.
That's it.
Amen.
Hey, I understand completely. I mean, it's hard. He works full time. He's on the road 5 days out of sometimes 6 days a week. I work a full-time job, just changed roles in my job 3 weeks ago. So I'm doing that, getting ready to start back school for another semester of college. Go to school at 40. That's fun, they told me. No, it's not. But I mean, you do that, and then you try to, call wrestling matches, fix a show, put it together, get it on YouTube, do a podcast once a week. There's not enough hours in the day. I don't know how some people do things. I mean, honestly, I don't know how they do it. And
we're honestly lucky if we get to squeeze a few hours in to do the podcast every week. Like, we're having to battle back and forth about, okay, are we going to do this on Wednesday? Are we going to do it on Thursday? And occasionally, just on rare occasion, we've had to push it to a Friday or Saturday. And but we're putting out constant product and trying to keep it as consistent as possible. But sometimes life schedules just don't line up.
Yeah, definitely.
I couldn't imagine waking up and doing a podcast at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Living on a prayer, boys. That is how we do it.
Amen, Brock.
Amen. And let me tell you something.
And I feel like I'm lucky because I don't have a job. I'm disabled. Right. So it's like I have that where I don't have to go to a full-time job, but I'm doing this as if it is a full-time job.
Yeah, it becomes a full-time job. I mean, I couldn't imagine doing one podcast a day, much less 3, 4, and 5. That's
look, if I was, and we've always said this, if we never got into this podcasting or wrestling commentary, we never got into it to make money. That was not the point. But if it ever got to the point where we were making a living wage off of it, forget everything else.
Sign me up. I'll do it.
Do this full time. But still, I couldn't imagine getting up at 8 a.m. and doing a podcast and doing 5 in that day.
No.
that just I think I'd just go back to bed, Bear. I really do.
Yeah.
The main reason why I'm able to do it is because it's fun. If
Yeah.
like you all, if I didn't have the passion, I wouldn't be doing it.
And I tell him all the time, the day I stop loving it is the day I'm going to give it up and say I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I always think and I think about this too. With me putting out something, it may help my fan, one of my fans that is going through something, and just to see me, to listen to my crazy stories may help them make it where they're not flipped out and go berserk. So
just to brighten their day a little.
Yeah. And that's another reason why I try to keep stuff coming out. Is like, I know I have fans that watch it. That's the least I can do. And then when I get that, I never thought that being able to have fans and people come up to you to tell you they enjoy what you do, I never thought that would be a thought in my mind. And to be at shows and where people call you out when you're trying to stay low key, but they make sure that everybody knows you're there.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows Professor Bear is in the house.
We can't help it.
And I appreciate that so much. And for me, and the main reason why I decided to do this appreciation month is because I feel like a lot of podcasters do not get the love and the thanks for doing what they do. I'm a big believer in giving flowers, especially when you're here, not waiting till after you're gone where you can enjoy them. I enjoy being able to tell you all thank you for what you do, not just for what people see you do, but what I know you do behind the scenes, and for just having the appreciation and something that a lot of people do not understand, the respect of pro wrestling. That's a big thing that I definitely respect y'all so much for. I appreciate y'all, and no other way to say it. I love y'all just like y'all were family to me, and I appreciate everything y'all have done for me, and I wanted to give that love and respect back to y'all.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. The gratitude and the love that you've shown us. We love you right back. One thing that we always, every show we close out with a 4, 5, 6 shout outs, and it's to the people that we know have put in tons and tons and tons of work to get their product, their show, their program or whatever to function. And when I close out with the shout out to Wrestling Society Network, I always try to mention, because Brock's is with you guys, and then it's Bear, Brady, Brock's, and Amy. You know, those are the people that I remember, because I don't know Amy that is always posting on there with you guys. She's the one that takes the emails for the Wrestler of the Week and all that.
Yes.
That woman is constantly on there, and she's got to be putting in tons of work to get that done. And, you know, you do your show, plus I know you've got the 2K promotion and other stuff that goes along with the Wrestling Society Network. And it's you guys are putting in tremendous work for the wrestling industry.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that, because y'all are putting eyes on product and you're trying to bring the fandom to a centralized location for viewing. And it's tremendous. And we love the fact that you all put in that hard work, and we appreciate and love you all for it.
We definitely appreciate it. I appreciate it. And 2026, we have some major things that going on, and it's going to be a big year. I'm looking so forward to it. I'm looking, and I would say this too. I know how much this means to me when NXT is coming to Knoxville, and I don't even care that I'm not going to see it.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, I got other people that I rather give that energy to. No disrespect to NXT. They put on good cards and everything. But yeah, I rather put in the time and effort to the indies, and for people to help them get to their dream, and it's just so much, and I love it.
Yeah.
God,
I think it all goes back to the love of the business, the love of the sport.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Guys, I appreciate y'all taking the time.
Absolutely.
Y'all know y'all welcome anytime. Hopefully, the next time I come, I'm going to have a computer with me, and I'm going to grab a couple of guys, and we're going to do some interviews there. So
awesome.
That's the next goal.
We're going to be back January the 31st. So there's your day. February the 28th, I think.
27th, 28th. Yeah.
28th will be at Claiborne High School up in Tazewell for Elevate Pro Wrestling. And
yeah, 28th.
Like you said, 2026 is a big year. I know in a lot of areas it's got off to a little bit of a rough start, but that's okay because professional wrestling is growing, and that's the beautiful side of it.
Yeah, definitely. Again, thank y'all so much for your time.
Absolutely.
Everything.
We appreciate it.
Guys, girls, thank y'all so much for joining me around the campfire for another great interview. I always say this: go support your local indie wrestling in your area. But I will challenge you all also to follow the wrestlers, and if you got a favorite wrestler out there, make sure you shoot them an email or something to their social and let them know how much they mean to you and that you hope they live their dream and they have backing, because you would be so amazed on how that actually makes wrestlers, boys, girls, they appreciate that. And they know that they're not just doing it just to do it. They're having an accomplishment behind that. So it is appreciated, it is noted, and man, I can't say no more. So I think I'm gonna end off like that. Thank you for watching me. I am Professor Bird. This has been a Bears Talk, and we will catch you around the campfire again very soon. Y'all have a great evening.